Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me on another video. I know you can't see me. I have the camera pointing at the gauges here as well as my steering wheel. I thought I would show any newcomers to the community or to the Bolt EV ownership, I guess, forum. A little tip and trick that I didn't just come across. I've known this for a while, but I've never really recorded anything about it. And I mean, let's get into it. So this is going to be kind of an interesting one because I get a lot of questions specifically about, some of these gauges, what they mean, and, how do you kind of understand them, especially when you're driving and, there's a lot of stuff going on out here. You don't want to have to deal with a lot of stuff here. I personally wish there was more information here, but that's why I have the tablet, configuration where I have a third screen there for all the nerd stats and everything. As you can see, my battery's at about 50%. I had just gotten back. I think I did about 124 miles or so today. And that's what's left. I didn't pedal it hard today. It was kind of a windy day. Car was getting pushed all over the freeway, so I didn't, slam into the ground like I normally do. So I got actually better efficiency. 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour is almost unheard of. I'm happy when I get 3. Typically it's like 2.8, 2.7, somewhere in there. So it proves, this number right here proves that the slower you drive, the better off you are. All right, let's get into this video because I don't want to keep you guys up all night. So, like I mentioned, people ask questions about these gauges and whatnot. So the first thing you can do is you can actually show them, and I'll back this up a little bit so you can see which buttons I'm pressing. But if you press, the left button and you go down, to layout, first thing you can do is, you can go back to the old ways of doing things and you can actually see how, things used to look, before Enhanced came along. You could tell that there's clearly a difference. Enhanced is probably the best for this vehicle. Some of the other ones might be great for, I don't know, some of maybe the older EVs. Not sure, but this one for sure has the most information on it. But in case, that still doesn't do it for you, you can actually go down to options. And for me, help is the first thing that pops up. You can actually arrow over, and remember how it said classic, modern, and enhanced on this side for the layout? Well, now you're in the help menu for these 3 options here. So if you hit enhanced and say you want to, learn about the power gauge, just check that, and guess what it does? It actually gives you a little manual that you can read, about that specific topic. And then if you want to do confidence gauge, it'll give you this one. So folks, in case you're wondering, this is called the confidence gauge, right? It says so right there. We call it the GOM, the guessometer, whatever you can think of. But it's essentially your, range estimator. But here's what's hysterical about this, because it tricks you out, right? I don't have 210 or 172 mile average available. If you click out of it, it goes back to what it really is. That way you're not like, oh my God, what happened? Yeah, see, if you go back into it, I think this essentially turns this into some kind of a snapshot or a screenshot just to display this, But I like the fact that it gives you that that little help. So if you're, like I said, if you're new to the car and you don't want to necessarily drill out the book and say you're sitting at a red light or in traffic or whatever, you know, you can pull that up and you can read about it. It's literally just those two things. You can also go into like, you know, classic, and then you can get, you know, some of the help for this stuff too. But I don't know. You know, I thought this might be something that would be worth, you know, mentioning. And then of course you can actually go through here. You can change your units from US customary to metric. Speed warning. I used to have this on, but then it just beeped for no reason. I had this set to maximum and it was still beeping, so what can I say? If you're you know, somebody who likes to drive, you know, carefully and cautiously, you can actually set this to the speed limit or whatever. It gives you instructions here how to turn it on, you know, match the buttons essentially. So there's your check mark. It tells you right there, turn on, check mark. There's your check mark. And that's essentially it. You can get, you know, some software update information and whatever. But I typically keep it like this. And I thought I would share this with you. So I hope everybody has a good evening. And I hope that you found this this video a little bit useful. I'm going to plug in for a while. It is almost midnight, so I'm going to, you know, stay up until this finishes charging. I am backed up away enough from the house, and I'm, you know, in the driveway enough. I'm away from other cars that hopefully I can maintain the recall recommendations. In the meantime, have a good evening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.